State, local, and federal agencies, along with Mississippi National Guard units, participated in Exercise Marlinspike II on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. The exercise gave participants the ability to build key relationships and coordinate among different agencies and units. The 47th Civil Support Team hosted Exercise Marlinspike II.
Getting with the first responders and getting with the emergency managers, FBI guys, the Homeland Security guys, those guys are extremely busy. So trying to get all those guys at one time in one location is a real big chess game, and it takes a lot of talking, a lot of communicating with scheduling and looking at what's available and what's not for them, as well as what the facilities have available. That is probably the biggest hurdle that we face when it comes to putting one of these on, because we want to try to showcase everything that the Mississippi National Guard has to offer, as well as our ability to handle any kind of WMD or any kind of hazmat type of event, that we can produce products for them and get things done.
This exercise is able to take away the stress of planning an event like this from the individual agencies and allows them to focus on building positive relationships and trust between every agency involved.
It brings all the players to the table, number one. You take, for instance, this exercise has brought all the players from the coastal counties together today. We may be missing one agency throughout the 3 coastal counties today, but if that's all. It brings us all together, lets us network, get to know each other. But the biggest key that it brings to the table is it lets us crosstalk and understand each other's capabilities. That way, if a real-world event happens, we show up on the scene and we already know what each other's capabilities are.
Exercise Marlinspike II gives all participants training in establishing a unified command post, joint operations in chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and explosive operations, military and civilian joint operations, and the custody and transportation of hazardous samples to appropriate laboratories.
For this exercise to be a success would be that, number one, we've talked to all our local partners here. Then we have established those relationships with them, and we've learned each other's capabilities. And as far as from a real world standpoint, that we've eliminated the threat to this area down here in the coastal counties.
Interoperability between every agency and unit involved in Exercise Marlinspike II is crucial for the success of the exercise, as well as real-world events that take place.
There's a lot of really good things that are going on here this week. A couple of things we're really proud of are some of the big opportunities we've taken with the Air National Guard emergency managers at the air wings. I know the 186th, and I think here on CRTC. Another big thing is the Wildlife and Fisheries. They actually have a special response team. It's one of the first times that I can remember in my 4 years being on the team to work with those guys. And that's a big deal because they get to see what we bring to the table, and we get to see how they work and how we can integrate our resources and be a good force multiplier for them. With our new DOMs and deputy DOMs and our new adjutant general, and then the FBI has got some new people on the ground, as well as Homeland Security here in the state of Mississippi. All those new people get to meet everybody that's coming to the table. So the emergency managers that are down here, all of those military positions that are relatively new, we all get to do things and conduct those rehearsals and try things. And it's just great. I mean, it's a good opportunity for those guys to push resources out, deal with a problem, and then learn from it. So that's been really exciting.
Reporting for the 102nd Public Affairs Detachment, I'm Army Sergeant Shawn Keeton.